Good evening, Twitch, and welcome to Friday Night Fortress. What's up, y'all? I'm your host, Deeg. I'm here with my friend and co-conspirator, Matt. What's up, Matt?
What is up?
All right,
New hat today.
it's a beautiful hat. Is your head a little cold there?
Yeah, I have my windows open, getting some fresh air, but that also makes it a little bit nipply in here. So, gotta wear a hat, keep my bald head warm.
Amen to keeping the balls warm. So, so we have some Team Fortress Classic coming up tonight. We're gonna have at the top of the hour, nWo versus 420. We didn't get anyone scheduled for the second half of the slot, so what we're actually gonna do after the first match is we're gonna go into party mode. We're gonna go into party mode. We're gonna pile into a TFC pub. We're gonna talk about games and life and Team Fortress Classic, and shoot each other. By the way, if you haven't noticed, my new my new follow and subscribe sounds are the TFC party sounds. So if you want to hear those, you know what to do. All right, so let's get right into the matchup. All right, tonight we got 420 and New World Order facing off on Even Flow. Matt, you've been playing around with this map a little bit. What do you think of it so far?
It's interesting. It is very, very O heavy. And the interesting thing about this map is that it's not so much about stopping the flag. It's sort of like as Bad Luck had put it, more about just slowing the amount of caps that they're going to get. Because in 15 minutes, it's been uncommon. Or sorry, it's been not uncommon to see over 100, right? So over 10 caps each time. And I think that's going to be really just the important part is do they have an effective and flexible enough defense to be able to actually slow the progression. Yeah, it's really difficult. We've seen a couple of different strategies work. I mean, some teams are running an NG. I personally am not a fan of the NG. I think the HW and two soldiers just gives sort of the maximum flexibility. But because this is also the Logren's version, the whole ammo and grenade issue does become a bit challenging over time. So making sure that you find kind of the right resupply point on D is going to be pretty big. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Attrition seems to be the key word for what we've seen here. Teams who have tried to lock down a defense, similar to what we saw in the first 2 weeks with Jaeger and with 2 Mesa, or very defensive maps where you could really seal them off and focus down those choke points. And we've seen teams so far this week that have really tried to do that, maybe get put on their ass a little bit. It seems like focusing more on slowing the defense any way you can. And yeah, the engineer is an interesting problem. I kind of feel like you do, but other folks are pretty big on it. So it'll be interesting to see what these two teams do. Let's have a look at the matchup, though, and then we'll have some interviews and we'll get started. So starting off the 420, these guys are 1-1. We saw them go up against 13 in their first week and roll them over pretty handily, I'd say. Second week, they fought 2K1 and lost narrowly in sudden death. A lot of folks thought 420 was going to take that one away. So this team, Matt, what's been your impression of 420 so far?
420 is an interesting team because they have a lot of pretty solid old school players as well as some new school ones that are really good too. I think Enrique is a really good example. I know he's a pretty active in-houser from what I remember. And the few times that I have played with him, he's sort of a really just solid medic offense player. And that again is going to be really, really important on this. Red Alert, of course, has played for a super long time. Slingshot, a bunch of these guys are all old school, but it's an interesting blend of sort of the new and the old guard of TFC, I guess. Which makes them just a really good team. Honestly, they're definitely, I would say, one of the top teams in the league right now. So
Yeah, 420 seems to be pretty comfortably settling in either at the top, the middle class, or the bottom of the upper class. I'm not sure what. There's a weight class thing that's kind of panning out where we see stack comfortably at the top. And then we see this group of teams like 2K1 and 420 and a couple others I'm sure I can't name. And then some of the teams who aren't as strong coming in below. nWo is a team I don't know as much about. Matt, what's your take on New World Order?
I know a few of them. So of course, Edub is a good friend of mine. And I don't know a lot of them, but I know that a lot of them have played for quite some time. I honestly I didn't watch their last match, so I can't really comment on how they played, other than the fact that I just know Edub. So
Yeah, we got this. We got to see them. Let's see. No, it's the first time we're seeing these guys here on Friday Night Fortress. Looks like in their first week they took one down off of LMT, who we saw put in a strong showing last week against Baiters. And in last week they went up against Raging and got raged pretty good. That Raging team seeming to be pretty strong in general. So yeah, let's jump into some pre-game interviews. We have joining us today from nWo some useless guy, also known as Sug. What is up, Sug?
Howdy, how you guys doing?
Doing awesome. How you feeling about your prospects tonight?
You know, I like our chances. We've played against these guys a lot, and now it'll be a fun match for sure.
Briefly introduce yourself as well.
I'm some useless guy. I'm a diehard Browns fan, so that pretty much tells you everything you need to know about me.
There it is. And what do you think your team's biggest strength is going into the match?
I'm torn between, obviously we've got Loper, who is, I'd say, a very, very good player, and Gunner's motivational speeches really, really help just prep us for the matches. So I'm really sad that I'm missing this one, but...
is there a great motivational speech going on that we're not hearing?
I know we should be getting a copy of that.
I'm hoping somebody records this one.
We can get our hands on that. And what are you watching out for from the 420 team?
Spam. Lots of spam. Depending on their lineup, they've got some really annoying shotguns. Cube, still waiting for him to get caught, but his shotgun is just very, very pesky. Definitely a challenge. I mean, these guys are really good players. I could have sworn that we played the 420 roster last week, but hopefully this one turns out a little differently.
Great. Thanks, Sug, and good luck. Advocate.
Thank you.
We have Advocate here from the 420 team to join us. You're the team captain. What's up, Advocate? Please introduce yourself. Advocate, we can't hear you if you're speaking.
Oh, we got a little.
Thought I heard something.
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yep.
Can you hear us, Advocate?
It's just super delayed. I got you.
So, Advocate, introduce yourself to us in this fine TFC audience.
Well, I'm Advocate. Play TFC.
Man, a few words. I couldn't put it better myself. What do you think your team's biggest strength is?
Yeah. I don't know, man. We have a bunch of guys that have been playing for a long time. We just want to have fun, really, but win if we can.
That's right.
Good stuff.
Well, winning's half the fun. And anything from this nWo team you're watching out for?
Nah, they're all noobs, man.
All right, 420 v noobs. Let's get this on. Good luck, Sug and Advocate. We will see you guys
No, I'm
in
just
the
kidding.
server.
They got a bunch of good guys. It'll be a good
Looking
match.
forward to it. We'll see you guys in the server.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's get this going. While that's happening, let's hear it in the Twitch chat. nWo or 420 tonight. Who do you want to see come out on top? I know we have some moderators in the chat. I think there's a way to set up a poll with Nightbot. Maybe check that out and see if we can get that going. Okay.
You know what? I did just remember. So thinking about the nWo thing, I do remember the LMT match and watching it. They had an interesting thing that happened too, where they kept having people lag out on their server, which kind of they sort of would play a man down periodically. I think this was on 2 Mesa 4, if I remember correctly, and they still managed to win, which was fairly effective. So it is a testament to their play style, given that they were playing a man down 90% of the time.
Sometimes the lag works for you.
Yep, exactly. Both teams played hard, though.
There you go.
I like the question in the channel. If for the members of 420, are they required to be stoned before each match? Really a good question. Or, you know, maybe they're just really not stoners and they're just fan of Hitler's birthday.
Is that Hitler's birthday?
I think so,
Oh,
yeah. Wow. I remember that was a common joke about 420 being both a counterculture marijuana holiday as well as Hitler's birthday.
Fascinating. Okay. Should tell them we're ready to go. You and Matt?
Can you ping me the server?
Oh, you didn't get it. Yeah.
I did
not.
not.
The co-host up.
I am looking at new hats for future casts, so if you have any suggestions, throw them in the chat box and I'll pick them up. This one is a nice wool hat. I bought it while I was in Iceland, and I was really cold, so it's made of Icelandic sheep's wool. But I'll take any suggestions for hats. Anything that keeps my bald ass head warm.
Looks like we are.
And thanks, Doug. For the Canadians in the house, we also call them toques. So if you have any hat or toque suggestions, please.
Is any hat a toque, or is it a specific kind of hat?
No, toques are specifically like hats like this. Huh. So like a what do we call them? I guess like winter hats or snow caps. Yeah, like a knit style hat that you would wear in the winter is a toque.
Our Payman bringing the Lord of the Rings puns.
Yeah, I used to live in Canada, you know, so toque is part of my vernacular. War toques, just slinging loonies and toonies and, you know, eating poutine and cooking with herbs. It's my Canadian. It's my Canadian way. Eating poutine.
Poutine. I need to try poutine. Yeah, I'm not that far from Canada.
It's wonderful.
I've never actually been.
I know, it's only, what, 2.5 hours? 2.5 hours? So when I lived in Canada, we used to drive over the Washington border to buy alcohol. That's how close it is. Because it's significantly cheaper stateside compared to in Canada. Little known fact.
We have nWo forming up on blue and 420 forming up on red.
Let's
fix the old overlay.
Typo things. I probably shouldn't type the password in here.
We get a minute and a half for you to get in here, Matt.
I'm coming. And we are in.
I'm excited to watch what these teams are going to do on Even Flow. I feel like this is going to be a really... You know, last week we had the pleasure of casting debaters, which is a first time we'd done that. And they gave us a taste of just how hard it can be to keep track of a game. With their random class nonsense, triple spy offense, you know. And I don't think we're going to see either of these teams doing that today, but this is a very fast-moving, high-scoring match.
Yeah, it will be pretty quick here. And, you know, looking at it's really hard to actually tell because nobody is in their serious classes yet, but it does appear that on the 420 side, they're going to be running an HW Engine Soldier, which it has been a pretty common trio for this map. Again, personally speaking, I would prefer to just swing in another soldier there, but we'll have to kind of see how it all turns out.
Looks like we're waiting for the last nWo player to join. But we're seeing the same defense on both teams. Soldier, Engineer, Heavy. 4 seconds to go. Are we live? I'm going to say yes. I am currently sitting in the...
They're short one on blue, so maybe they're not live.
They look like they're live.
Oh, but they are playing
So
live, I guess.
on the
All right.
blue team, which is NWO, we see Medic Scout Rush. It gets taken down, not successful. I'm going to perch here. Try to find a good point of view for the action.
I'm going to switch over to the 420 offense.
Let's have a look at the NWO roster here for a second. And we're seeing the HW guy played by Hulk Hogan taking down the red offense.
Hulk Hogan is E-dub, by the way, for those that are unaware. He's not the real Hulk Hogan.
So on NWO, let's find a nice cinematic shot of the flag here. Yeah, that'll work. We have Masari on Soldier. We have Scott Hall on Engineer and E-dub on Heavy. As the 420 Scout picks up the flag and just gets out. He smelled something bad.
It looks like already an early cap for 420. There you go.
He just pieced.
Yeah.
We're going for the relay. As 420 picks it up
Enrique's
nice
already
and
on the relay.
Enrique on the quick, out the front door. And, yeah, this 420 offense getting an early start, taking it to NWO.
I don't know if this is live because it looks like they only have 3 players on blue on NWO right now. Something goofy is happening, so this may not actually
get baited?
be live.
I think we got baited.
Yeah, this is definitely not live. At least I'd hope not.
Trolled.
All right, guys, that was just a practice run.
How do we do, guys?
It was not actually live.
Well, we're not live. Let's have a look at the... Let's try out some split screen action. Let's see if this is working.
Hilarity, to answer your question, since you weren't here when I explained it, this hat is made of Icelandic sheep's wool, and I got it while I was in Iceland because I was there over Christmas once, which I don't know if Iceland's a great destination to go to during Christmas because you got like 6 hours of daylight and it's about, 2 degrees in freedom format or negative 15 Celsius.
Freedom format.
And
freedom units.
But yeah, so I picked this hat up to stay warm there, and it was, it still makes an appearance every now and then. I'm wearing it over my headphones just cause it's a new trend.
The one that gets me more is people who wear beanies under their headphones. Like,
yeah, I can switch it to under my headphones if you really want me to, but then it's
people hear though?
Sound.
I mean, that must be only for the aesthetic of it, right? Why would you do that otherwise?
It must be.
Or maybe they just have really awful ear cups.
It's like putting your headphones through a low-pass filter.
Ooh. Low-pass filter. The audio technophile talk going on here at Friday Night Fortress. So what's the theme of Even Flow? Is this map something? Is this storage area? Is it like a warehouse that goes nowhere?
I think it's like a Pearl Jam tribute map.
A little bit of Even Flow. What's that song about?
This map?
That is circular, Matthew.
It's a whole circular concept. Now, what came first? The chicken or the egg? The map or the song?
Let's see. Red side, it says, we're entering Sector E, Material Transfer A. Okay. Sorry for the Nightbot spam in the chat, by the way. I tried to get a bark going on that repeats every 15 minutes, but it looks like it's not quite working. Let's see what we're looking at in terms of roster. I'm going to come over here to the 420 flag room to start this time.
And I'll run it over onto their offense, onto the NWO.
We're seeing the same orientation on the NWO defense here with 26 seconds to go to live, and let's fix the timer. NWO members of the offense include Pulse, Little Devil, and George. For 420, we're seeing, once again, as we saw last week, Enrique, and I'm not seeing Folk here.
All right, and we're off.
And my timer's busted.
Yeah, it does seem like they're running the engineer. Wow, 420 already in the base. Security's down. Yeah, I'm really going to be curious, I think, to see just how some of these other matches pan out with the varying defenses, right? This engineered strategy is fairly common. It does slow a lot of the scouts down, but just not having the same flexibility as like a more, a class that has a bit more motion to it, I think is like what may end up speeding up some of the caps. Because that's the one thing about this map is that depending on who your offense is, a scout can effectively conk pretty well around a sentry gun on this map. And so that is something that you actually do have to worry about.
nWo taking down the 420 security. But this 420 defense looking quite comfortable with the sentry gun parked outside the button side spawn, heavy parked on the flag as Blue Devil gets taken out by the sentry. Soldier is posted up, but looking like somewhere near the battlements. Yes, scout conks into the flag, shot down.
Yeah, again, one of the other issues that you do run into on this map, especially playing heavy, because we played heavy or I should say I played heavy in our scrim, is that like you really do run out of ammo a lot. And it's something that anytime you go to replenish that ammo, you leave the flag very, very vulnerable at that point. And so that's just one of the things that you just have to keep in mind. We saw a bit of success with this. Oh, and the Blues, nWo already has the flag out and down into the pit. But we saw a little success with some of the O being able to throw their bags to the HW to replenish that ammo periodically, but ammo management is definitely an issue here.
For sure, yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. Nothing worse than locking it down as heavy on the flag and then not having any fucking rounds to shoot.
Mm-hmm. The other really interesting thing about the choice of running an engineer, I think, is that the common placement is where kind of right outside of the spawns, right? The downside to running an engineer a lot of the time is that you basically are leaving the front door completely wide open to conk in. And so, because you have to have somebody on the battlements, like that's just sort of a non-negotiable, right? And so that becomes just such a huge point of entry, and the flag almost becomes more of a choke point in a lot of ways, less of a choke point, I guess more of an offensive like advantage. So again, this is why I'm really iffy about an NG, but we'll have to see.
420 bringing down the first cap of the match as their own flag moves from the flag room into the ramp room. The medic conks the heavy out of the way. The gun stands strong. That flag is getting moved out of the way of that sentry gun. It's going to be repositioned, otherwise they're going to be fighting with two defensive members on that flag. Let's see if any front door shenanigans occur. Matt, you want to follow someone on the nWo offense?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're following a little devil right now. So, and this is another really important part of this map, too, that we sort of figured out was that as soon as that flag... Oh, and it looks like nWo is already coming out for a cap, too. They got that. But having the ability to, like, shift your defense is pretty crucial as soon as it moves into the ramp room, because that's where everything just... Having that mobility is really going to be important. You do run into a little bit of issues in terms of, like, messing with your own offense and stuff like that, but... That's just another sort of strike against the NG. I guess I'm just going to be the NG hater all night. But again, I'm hoping to be proven wrong.
Well, Pulse right there with him as he takes down the 420 Sentry on his last run. It looks like the nWo flag is about to get capped as well. We're doing a little bit of split screen side by side. We got Pulse on the left and Little Devil on the right as they try to keep from falling behind on even flow. And there's the cap. Red, 420 goes 2-1.
And they shifted that sentry position to be on the flag where the HW is, again, where that's pretty much a very vulnerable spot because it can be taken out easy and circumvented easily. If you are running an NG, the place is to put it by the respawns themselves.
Pulse takes the flag down with a coast to coast, bringing it home, tying it up 2-2. This is a close game. I'm going to pop back into free mode here in the 420 flag room. Gives guys a little more love, and then move over to the nWo side, see what they got going on. As George conks up to the flag and gets taken out. Sentry gun's going back up by 420, close to the button. And down it goes.
Little Devil taking the SG out, and flag maybe out here. Oh,
nWo
nope,
pressuring that D.
Pressuring the D.
Ooh, as 420 goes ahead 3-2.
Another cap.
Missed that one. Let's have a look at the at the other side of the thing, huh? I'm gonna pop over to the blue base.
Yeah, I'll take a switch to the 420 offense right now. So I'll be following Enrique for a little bit. Enrique is also, again, a very strong player. So he's one of those like classic DMing medics and just can take out like an entire defense pretty well. So if he has pretty good support of flag movers, I think they're gonna just be in for sorry, I can't talk right now. The nWo defense is in for a bit of pressure if that happens. And it looks like Enrique just got the flag out.
nWo flag hits the ground, getting pushed forward pretty quickly by 420. His gun is still going up. Scout drops in, misses the conch. And my favorite spot in this entire map to play defense has to be this battlements position. Is there something about playing defensive soldiers somewhere where your ears do all the work for you? Ooh.
Mm-hmm. You're either falling, and that's one of the important conchs that's really hard to make on this too, is you want to make sure that you can either fall silently there somehow, because that's one of your ways to get past that person, or be able to conch over them.
I realized I left my gib count up at 999. That was a beautiful explosion we just saw.
One other trick too that we saw, I think, and Enrique looks like he's got another cap already, so 420 is about to snag another. One trick that we saw often on the offense side that I think Fish was doing, he from 2K1 that is, he has an interesting play where every time he would land on the battlements, he would actually conch over those steps, and with that he would end up knocking the soldier at the same time, which leaves the battlements free. I haven't seen anybody else do that. If I happen to play offense tomorrow, I might try it, which I probably won't be playing offense, but it definitely was one of those things that was pretty effective against their D.
We are now doing a dual offense split screen with Grenz on the left and Enrique on the right for 420 as they try to stretch this lead against nWo. We are about halfway through, and it looks like 420 scored again.
Buttons down on the nWo side.
And a cap by nWo. 5-3.
So Spindles, aka League, asks, how do Repairman and I book you to cast a 6-hour Civ 6
Oh,
session?
that sounds lovely.
I know.
Oh.
How do you even analyze that? Do you just like track mouse clicks or something?
Just
how many times do you click?
You see and then you speak. That's what usually works for me.
Oh man, it looks like nWo's got it in the 420 ramp room again, which is again a very vulnerable position. It's one of those things where you can't really. I don't think I've ever seen many returns on this map. As soon as they get passed into the ramp room. Oh, and 420's capping again.
Yeah, Grenz missing his conch up to the battlements, trying again and getting it done. Gets almost taken out by his own defense. Again, he heard the landing. Those battlement soldiers.
Yeah, and assumed that someone was there.
So now we're at.
But again,
6-3.
that flag toss is, especially on the low Grenz version, you don't get grenades for when you cap, but it's pretty crucial on this, just given that like being able to toss that flag so that the D can get health and ammo is important to slowing this down.
You know what? I'm feeling like, Matt, one of the big things that distinguishes between an engineer and a non-engineer based defense on this map is the ability to hold the flag near the front door and in the ramp room. I feel like this sentry gun defense is really based on slowing things down in the flag room, and if it's not working, I don't know. But then again,
yeah,
it seems like you and I are the only people in TFC who think this.
Right. We tried this in our scrim, and it worked out pretty well. I do want to try it a couple of more times just to see if an engineer will work out better. I do remember, I believe the 2K1 team switched it up halfway through, I think. They started with an engineer, and then they ended up switching to either a demo or an HW and 2 soldiers. I think it was HW and 2 soldiers. So who knows? It's going to be a high-scoring map regardless, but it's all just about slowing the flag.
So we got about 5 minutes left here in this first round on even flow.
And nWo caps again to bring it to 4-6.
Keeping it close. If you can keep it close.
Make sure to update your scoreboard. There you
go. You got it, buddy. Yeah, as long as you can keep it close, you can make changes for round 2 in this map. With the volatility of the scores, small changes can lead to big changes. I feel like small changes to big results. 420, cap number 7. Yeah, we're seeing about a cap a minute here. So let's show let's show the engineers some love. You know, we've been talking shit about them.
Yeah, we've been trashing them. We can show them. I'll cover the Scott Hall.
Okay. And I will find features. Right.
So this is one thing that Scott's doing already that I just see right off the bat that's important is he is playing. Oh, and of course the flag is already out on the 420 is about to get another cap as a result. If you are playing NG, this is again the hardest part about NG is that you actually do got to push up quite a bit in order to kind of really not leave that top area open, because that's just a very, very vulnerable spot. And managing your gun while also like just protecting that area is a total pain in the ass. One of the things that nWo is doing now that I think changed up, and I wouldn't do this personally, is that they move the HW up and then they're leaving the flag pretty vulnerable with just the NG. Having the HW on the flag, especially like a really competent HW, is something that just like will put a lot of pressure on a good offense. An NG, I don't think, can hold that whole flag room by themselves.
It's looking like on the 420 side, we're seeing Feature set up camp on the opposite side of the button. Just letting his gun do the work, covering that upper entrance, the non-battlements, essentially, near the front door.
So Drusif 916 says Scott Hall is the best NG west of the Mississippi, huh? I don't know if Dosbach, are you watching right now? Do you have any words to say about that? Who is also a very effective NG, who happens to live on the West Coast. So
looks like Features is trying to chase down this 420 flag here in the ramp room. He is just going to set up shop right back by the flag, which is a good approach, I think. Manage the attrition rather than trying to stop the cap. I respect that. Just about 2 minutes remaining for nWo to try to make up a 3 cap difference.
Yep, and it's now 8-5 actually, so.
I love that engineers can whack people to give them armor. I don't know why, I just love that.
It's such a satisfying whack.
It really is.
Something about just like slapping that meat.
Features pushing forward to the front door. Fuck around with the nWo offense. It's a very crucial part about playing engineer on this map, like you were saying, Matt. You got to be in 2 places at once, really, to make it work. If you're babysitting that gun too much.
And again, the tricky part again that I think nWo is having some trouble with is just like they aren't keeping their heavy back enough, especially when it's in the flag room. That is the most important part. And I'm gonna move over actually to Slingshot, because he's a great example of this, of really how I've seen people play this effectively. HW basically just lives on the flag the entire time, and of course he's got a little death bug there. It's perfect.
I love the dead bug.
So HW for nWo is E-Dub, Drusif, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan.
I'm moving over to PD, the 420 soldier. We're going to watch the defensive posture of this 420 team and see what's working out so well for him. PD's posted up near the battlements, supporting that sentry gun. Well, Slingshot camps the flag.
Oh, and it looks like big movement there on the nWo side. That conk kind of threw him for a loop.
PD heard that grenade click. There it is. That's how you do it, ladies and gents.
I like that NG guild name, by the way. Rolling Corners, Meat Slappers. It's a good one. If I played NG, I would try and join the Meat Slappers.
And we're about to run out of time here. 420 takes a 10th cap to go up 150. And that's the game. A 5 cap lead by 420. That's a daunting distance to close. I think
it is interesting though, because the defense for nWo actually did a pretty good job, because it is not uncommon to see 130 on this map, 13 caps. So 100 does feel about average. I think the O on the nWo side does have to step up a little bit because, as you can see, there was just a slight tweak into how they played their defense, but that made a huge, huge difference.
I think we're hopping over to the nWo server for round 2. So let's get that going.
And let's see if I can find.
What do you guys think?
There it is.
What does nWo have to do to make a comeback?
What would they change?
DDoS, the 420 defense? What are we talking about? Legitimate and illicit. I want to hear all suggestions. CB says, hire me as NG.
Hi, CB as RCA. Are you a good meat slapper, CB? Rolling corners. I think a lot of us actually, like including myself, just purchased the server for this purpose. I'm sure NFO servers is pretty happy about this whole thing, and they're probably making quite a bit of money off of it. But they're fairly inexpensive, especially compared to the old days. Again, we were also like poor teenagers in the old days, so that server expense was a lot more.
And we're the only ones here. Maybe we jumped the gun, perhaps. Oh, no, okay. Here they come. nWo try the old finger poke of doom, perhaps. Suggest Zeta. CB. Is CB... What does CB stand for? That rings a bell for me.
Wasn't it Cracker Brain? Something like that?
Oh, isn't... Yeah, Crack Brain from... Is it CSI?
Yeah.
That sounds right. The Crowbar Swinging Idiots. It's just a short hop from Crowbar Swinging to Wrench to Meat Slapping, I think.
Yeah, the Meat Slapping Idiots. Meat Slapping Engines.
MSI in 2020.
Looks like they already got one change, so PD's probably going to be playing HW in place of Slingshot on the 420 side.
So, how's everyone's Friday night going? I gotta tell you guys, it has been a treat and a half thinking about and nerding out about TFC and having good reason to. I'm not sure
It's been a good throwback, It's like having the community back again, all the shit talking, all the rivalries. Feels good. Especially while we're all stuck in the houses.
Yeah. So speaking of that, one of the things that we're going to be doing immediately after this match, I mentioned it at the start of the stream, but just for everyone else who's watching now, I'll repeat it. Afterwards, we're going to have a Friday Night Fortress after party in the 2K1 server going in public mode. So if you want to hang out on the stream and shoot me up or shoot Matt or heal us or slap our meat, then stick around and that'll be a good time. We're gonna have some guests from TFC's past to hang out with us and talk TFC.
And look at that. And even Frizzle himself says he won't change maps repeatedly anymore. He promises. So can we get a poll in the chat, potentially one of the moderators, see if we got an over-under on map changes here?
I think we do have a volunteer from 2K1 to help out with that. So maybe that gentleman will be able to keep the mercurial Frizz in check. Frizz, the glorious administrator of the beer league, who we had to thank for all this. So big ups to Frizz. Seriously, no joking.
Yep.
Seriously. Thank God for Frizz. All right. 420 just percolating on into this server.
Hopefully they don't boil over. Man, what a beautiful day out today. Great day for wearing a toque.
And great day for sitting indoors, barking at your computer with the blinds closed.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Spindle for telling me that my background was too bright. Still too bright with this lovely diffuser that I have here. But I'm hoping by next week I should have my new desk, which means that no longer will you be facing a bright, giant window behind me, but rather a lovely, as you can see over here, just closet, which is a much better view. So
this round, I'm going to try to squeeze in a few player spotlights, so don't let me forget about that.
Oh, and make sure to scoreboard reset as well.
All right, we're synced. Looks like 420 playing a little bit of Rochambeau for who has to sit. Let's have a look, see if we can figure out what is changing here. Got the Pyro on nWo. That can't be real. 420.
Is this actually going to be live? Hopefully.
Interesting. I'm seeing Sigs on nWo going Demo Man. We may see a Soldier demo strat from nWo in this round.
Which is also a very, very tricky thing to do. I think Demo is a better choice than an NG, for sure. I don't know if it's a better choice than an HW, but it is... as long as they're not really focusing too much on the button itself, a demo can be really effective on this map as well.
I am posted up in the nWo flag room at the moment. Let's watch the 420 rush on this nWo Demo Man defense. And we're live.
So they did switch up the O a little bit, so we got Slingshot now playing on O for 420 as well.
Sigs piping the button as 420 conks in from the front door and immediately gets a touch, gets air shotted. Undeterred, he conks up through the front door, and wow, that is a coast to coast.
And Enrique takes out the entire defense.
That is a coast to
right
coast.
off the bat. Well,
that's brutal.
I guess this sets the kind of the tone for what's about to happen, and they're already on the flag again.
Oh man!
And it's out and down. Enrique's got it. Can he coast to coast it as well?
Oh,
yep, and he did. That is 2 coast to coast in a row. So again, Demo Man obviously not working out super effectively right now.
Yeah, we're gonna need to see something different from nWo. All right, I see the engineer.
Oh, NG's being built.
Yep, Sigs has gone from demo to NG. Let's see if we can get reset here on this on the nWo side.
Oh, they're running HW again.
Yep, we're seeing a return to the round
Our
1
friend
strat.
Shug.
I've seen demo work in practice and pugs. I get it. It's been interesting watching this, the way that teams are playing defense with this 1 Merv class limit as the 420 offense conks the flag out via the battlements, and there it is. Just
watching Enrique right now, Jesus, that was so. All those conks and blocks and things that just knocked him out of the way. That's one of the most common things on this map too. And they just got another cap, just tossed out the bats as well. But one of the big issues that you run into on this map a lot is having your own defense and your own offense slowing you down and just getting in your way. It is painful at times, and it can actually ruin some caps for you too. So we're going to switch over to Kool-Aid here and get the scout perspective now for a minute on 420.
as the 420 offense moves the flag a little bit. Wow,
that was more. A really clean conk by Kool-Aid. Another tricky part about this map is like, you know, when you're turtling and sort of just like following the flag into the yard, like when to sort of let go and just let the flag run that you need to reset.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we found, at least when we were scrimming, is that like you do want to let it go a little faster than you would think, especially if it's like early in the match, because it's just having like a fully stocked setup defense, like getting the relay as we saw at the beginning here is just something that is very, very possible. And so like as they're, in my opinion, they're sort of just following a little too far at the moment. I would be resetting at this point.
So I am currently locked into Sug, aka some useless guy. We're gonna spend a minute with this fella as he tries to lock down his flag and gets taken away from him.
Kool-Aid is out
in this this nWo flag room. So here's some new stream signs, y'all. Welcome. We are gonna have a little get to know you with some useless guy here for a second. As he holds down the flag, some useless guy is 34 years old out of Jacksonville, Florida. He's known as Just Sug. His favorite classes are Civilian, Button Pusher, and not Scout. He's playing heavy weapons guy, so I think that falls into there somewhere. Clan history, he's been in CF, KEA, and NLV. And his TFC achievement is he beat Conk Map R once. He's got a beautiful picture of him and his kid there. Everyone say aw in the chat.
At least we hope that's his kid.
That would be very disturbing. He loves red wine and golf, and plays golf, darts, cornhole, and pool. Cornhole, which I learned yesterday, is a game and not a joke. So, there you go.
Shout out to all the cornhole players. Something that you typically do in the summer at bars, but probably not going to be doing this summer. I'm going to switch to the nWo offense. Does that work? If you want to take a little bit of 420 defense.
Sounds good. Let's do that.
So let's switch to Scott Hall.
I'm currently having a look at the Advocate here on the 420 side. It's team lead of 420.
I mean, sorry, not
who we got to hear from during the pre-match. Ooh, Advocate stopping the front door flag with a brilliant rocket. Holding it down. A few nice shots going on there. 420 up, 6 caps to 3, which combined with their round 1 score puts them up a very comfortable, can I do math? 7 caps. Yep, it's 7 right now. This map is just so chaotic. I wouldn't call this an even flow. I'd call it more of an offensive flow.
Yeah. It's an even flow of caps happening all the time.
Go.
It is interesting. They're keeping it a lot closer this time around, though. I think potentially the shakeup in defense may be helping that, but it's not really that different. So who knows? Maybe they're putting the HW on the flag a bit more. And it looks like nWo is about to take another cap. Bringing the game even closer.
I'll pull back out. Watch this 420 defense here from a angelic perspective.
Scott Hall is just ripping this defense apart right now.
Scott Hall brutally terminating.
And he's already got the flag out.
And then getting murdered.
And the HW. Got the flag out.
He's got to move. Sell, sell, sell.
Ooh.
Ooh, a beautiful conk by Hulk Hogan. Who again?
Edub.
Right.
Edub. AKA Javid.
I will totally remember that 10 minutes from now. We're about halfway through this round 2, with nWo managing to keep it within 2 caps, which is about
giving them much closer.
it's about where they were after that disastrous Demo Man start. I kind of have a feeling like if they had started with this strategy, you might have an even match this round.
Mm-hmm. One more scoreboard update too, by the way. So
yeah, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Latency all around.
I'm going to switch it over to the other offense person on nWo, which is George.
Trying a little bit of pan cam here. Third person. PD is the heavy guy pushing up to the front door along with the soldier.
Look at this. It's like you got a drone in the map flying around.
Where's that flag? Why are they chasing it? Maybe it just left.
The flag has been
90
gone.
to 60 as I fall behind the scoreboard by 2 caps. All right.
That's one of the trickiest
I
parts
really
of this
need
map.
to
Is
automate
that there's
this.
so much scoring. Yeah, so much scoring happening that you can't even do it yourself.
Oh my lord. I was actually thinking tomorrow, Matt, our team is going up against Vat and the Broadcast Boys, and we're not going to have a caster because of the way that the match is panned out. So I was thinking about getting, streaming our POV and maybe updating the scoreboard while we're actually playing. As we're doing this, I'm starting to rethink that.
Because that's a lot of buttons to be pressing as you're trying to play defense on this map,
goodness.
especially. Just imagine that. Like, that is, maybe we can cast it and do it side by side without the live score updates.
We need defensive maps
Or-
for the casters, y'all. Throw us a bone.
Yeah.
More-
It's just going to basically be
More
a
2
stream.
Mesa 4.
Yeah, 2 Mesa 4 will be perfect for it.
I'm going to hop into the shoes
Yeah,
of
DV.
the advocate here for a moment. We got another bio coming up.
Yeah, DV, and it is, we are West Coast. It is very bright and very sunny in the Northwest today.
Absolutely.
So.
All right, y'all. Let's get to know the advocate, team leader of 420. He's 33 years old. Also out of Jacksonville, Florida. Hold on a second. Is Sug and Advocate both from Jacksonville? Maybe I screwed that up. It's
Interesting.
entirely possible it's my fault, but that's a strange coincidence, ladies and gents. I did not go to Jacksonville to get this information. It came to me. So the Advocate, also known as Vanilla Gorilla, plays Demo Soldier, Medic, and Scout, was in Endgame, UC, Evil Medics. According to him, he hasn't accomplished shit. But he is a #1 dad, part-time gangster, and plays Modern Warfare, PUBG, and Destiny 2.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's give it up for Advocate, who's actually very fun to watch here on this 420 defense. Oh, I'm falling behind again. 140 to 80. I'm only 5 caps behind on the scoreboard. 3 minutes to go. 420 up, 6 caps. Who are you watching there, Matt?
I have EW on my screen right now, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan. See, this is where it gets messy. The fact that it's running 14.8 right now. It is a... Again, this can just... You can just get a groove going on offense and just start running a train on that D.
Choo-choo. There's another cap from 420. We are currently watching Masari and Hulk Hogan trying to stem the tide of the 420 offense. Another cap. So what do you think, Matt? Is this more or less bewildering than the random class stuff from the Baiters? In terms of keeping up.
I think, this is actually a little easier to keep up with. I think just because we've played this map enough, know what you should be doing, and then also kind of what the strategy is and kind of what they're going through. The Baiters, it's a tricky thing to play because you have no idea what the fuck's going on. It is completely random. you know, it's you basically just see us with our open jaws, not really saying anything. So yes, it's hard to keep track due to the pace of this map, but I think we kind of knew that going into it. So
2 minutes to go. Round 2. 420 has, let's face it, an insurmountable lead. Or them, I would have some fun, you know?
Yeah, rolling corners, you brought up a really good point. We talked about that a little bit earlier too, is that like when you reset on D, like you would just, there's a point where you have to let it go, and it should be earlier on this map than you would think, because again, like the relays will just completely annihilate you. I mean, look at like how good nWo is doing this round comparatively. Like they're almost doubled their caps at this point. In fact, I think yeah. But again, I think they're having a hard time resetting their D, and that's what's like keeping it farther behind.
Yeah. Masari playing on the floor with the heavy weapons guy up top. I don't know if that's deliberate.
Yeah, that's a very odd choice to play that. I would be sticking the heavy on the flag, and a soldier is just better for those close quarters in the bats, but I think they're in a situation right now where they're kind of just trying to see how much they can shift things around at least. So, and that's the thing about this map is that like, again, when you do shift things around, you're running the risk again of VO just coming in and capping more. So it's like getting that groove in place is very, very difficult.
Not always easy to tell when it's the right time to double down on something that's not working yet, or when it's time to abandon ship and try something else, right? Clearly that demo man thing at the top of the game was something they needed to fix, and they did, and it worked. I was talking to the 2K1 folks yesterday who took on Raging, and they had a bit of a panicky moment on D and changed something, and they feel like it didn't really work out for the best for them. I wish they had just stuck with what they had started with. So not always easy to tell.
We only got about 30 seconds left, so I'm going to be switching over here to the Enrique on offense for this last few moments. And that's basically it. 180 to 100. So that brings the total to, what's my math at? 280 to 150?
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, congrats to 420 and to both teams for playing a good round, 2 good rounds at Team Fortress Classic. Let's get these guys back into the Discord for a post-match wrap-up. So, Matt, what have we learned about even flow from this match today? Anything we didn't already know?
Not to sound arrogant, but I think I actually it just sort of proved my hypotheses. I would say that the NG is trouble, and it's I don't think it matters like what NG you run. You could be the best NG in the world, and it's just too difficult of a class to play on this map. I think the other thing too is just from knowing when to get out of the way and knowing when to kind of just move your whole team and having a lot of communication is key. Obviously, we didn't really hear what they were saying. So like, I don't know what the communication actually looked like, but I know that when we played this, right, like you're constantly talking the whole time because it's just happened so fast to the point where it's like, I remember I think it was you or Rug when we were practicing, like making these call outs, and I already like knew that offense was coming in that direction by the time you made the call out. And so how do you actually almost like communicate ahead of things to get on top of that coming through? So
I'm looking one of the more interesting things going on with this league, I think, is a chance to see some of these maps that, not all of us, I'm going to say, but me and a lot of my friends were all from, that old classic competitive scene in the early 2000s of 9v9 CTF, and we kind of got used to playing the same maps a lot, I think. And we're getting to see a lot of maps in this format that maybe us 9v9 CTF guys didn't get to play that much. Even Flow, I know, is kind of an OVD staple, but to me, it's kind of a new map. It's kind of fun getting to play this, and I ended up enjoying Jaeger quite a lot last week, too.
Yeah, Jaeger was really, really fun.
Okay, it's looking like we're not going to see these gents for a post-game. Sug or Advocate, if you guys are out there listening and want to jump in and drop a word, you are invited to do so.
Or if you want us to speak on your behalf, let us know.
Or if you want to send us a text transcript for us to read in a funny voice, that would be okay too.
Yeah. We can get who was the guy last week that had that wonderful
Big Ed.
accent? Big Ed, yeah. We'll get Big Ed in here to read their transcript.
Yeah, that would work. Frizzle was talking about week format. That's next week being Ceasefire. That's
AKA shitty open fire or good open fire, depending on who you ask. I personally love it. I think it's a great map, but I know it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. So
I gotta say, I'm not sure I like it, but I might just need to learn it. We're bringing Sug back in here for the post match.
I love all the shout outs here for Big Ed too, by the way. I'm sure he loves this.
Hey Sug, how's it going, man? Good game.
Oh man, that was rough.
Man. How did it go? What'd you think?
We couldn't get defense figured out. We obviously had to switch something up, and we thought that demo might be the way to go, and it wasn't. And for the third week in a row, a heavy with no con game gets thrown into heavy, and then we switched. So I went to offense halfway through the round, and it was just a lot of chaos that round.
Wow.
We pulled more caps, they pulled more caps, but we couldn't stop them on defense. So
yeah, it seems like
I made Edub switch to heavy and thought that maybe I might be able to do something on offense, or at least we could slow the bleeding.
It seems like this is just a map of attrition. Like, you can't stop the bleeding. All you can hope to do is slow it. And people getting thrown into uncomfortable positions, swapping from offense to defense. This is one of the dynamics I've always loved of the old school TFC clan scene. It sucks when it happens, but it's just one of those chaotic manifestations that you only really see in TFC, I feel like.
Well, I complain about it, but at the same time, I mean, I do it because I don't want to make anybody else think about it, and this way nobody can bitch to me about it, and I'll suffer, and it is what it is. But
spoken like a true leader, right there.
There it is. Some useful guy. I'm going to put it out there. Name change time. Nameless time.
No. Some want to be useful guy. You got to throw the quotations in there.
We had a chance to go over your bio. Thanks for showing that off. If you have a look at the VOD, you're going to see that great picture you sent us of you and your kid. I'm presuming it's your kid. There was some question in the chat.
No, that's my niece. No kids here.
It's not creepy.
She just turned 4, so little Izzy, 4 years old, and I think she's got her driver's license now.
Wow. Okay.
Nice. Rolling around in those Hot Wheels.
She does have a nicer car than I do. So.
Yeah.
Well, good game, Sug. Feel free to stick around. We're gonna have an after party here in a few minutes. We're gonna jump into a pub server and hang out. So you're invited to take part in that if you want.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks, guys.
Okay. As we shift here into party mode, let's recalibrate here. Let's get a little bit of music going. And
are we playing Pearl Jam tonight?
You know, I haven't looked into enough about what kind of music I can and can't play.
Yeah, the royalty-free.
So I just do search for royalty-free playlists, and I'm just assuming that they are. Maybe not wise. So anyway, let's get recalibrated. Okay, Matt, let's hop into the server before before the slots are filled there.
What is the IP?
It's a 2K1 server, I think.
Okay.
If you're joining us, then you can get the server info by hitting !server in the Twitch chat. If you're in or for Steam friends, just join on me.
Yeah, boy.
I'm actually going to take a second to recalibrate my bladder.
Gotta, bladder health is the most important.
Absolutely is. And then we'll get this going.
Questlove doing a cast tonight, eh? That would be pretty fun.
I hear it's party time. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Brought streamers and kazoos.
Party in here.
Party sucks. Bye.
It's because you're a part of it.
Oh, Rent Tonight. I remember Rent Tonight. Who was who played as Rent Tonight?
How can you forget about Rent tonight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If Questlove played as Rent Tonight, that would be hilarious. If only.
That's some fine TFC.
Yeah.
So this is like,
Fine cat.
oh, thank you, sir. Joined here by Maxentius, who's helping us out today with a little bit of Twitch moderation. Thank you there, Max.
Word.
As well as I have worse than bad luck, who actually does have some pretty awful luck going on this week. So let's hope his luck changes. There, those follower alerts are starting to come out.
Oh yeah.
So I have all my alerts now. They're all faces of TFCers who you know and love. You may notice that the follow alert is Cheesy from CSI, giving a big old double thumbs up. And if you get to see that subscriber toast, you get to see another famous TFCer.
Oh yeah. One of the most famous TFCers.
Indeed. I'm realizing now that my overlay is covering up the name of the person I'm spectating. I'm watching Cyrus. I think he's the team lead on Stack.
Yep, he's on Stack, yeah. He is who we played in week 1.
So did you guys get to watch the VOD at all? The cast?
I did. I watched it all.
What'd you think of the match?
Felt one-sided for most of the time.
Yeah, those NWOs had a tough job.
I mean, it was closer than some of the other ones.
Yeah, it was closer than my team's first week. We fought against Cyrus's team, and he just made us his bitch, pretty much.
Yeah, they crushed us.
Is Matt playing or spectating? Matt's playing at the moment. I'm going to play here in a minute, too.
I am.
But I'm taking a moment to take a deep breath and relax.
I am playing Mr. Fat Thor, a.k.a. P. Jeans.
P. Jeans should get in here and play with us. So, Max, I think you have an interesting perspective on all this because of all the folks that we're hearing from tonight, you're the only one who's actually not an old school TFCer.
Definitely not.
What brings you to this game?
Well, the reason I found out about it is you guys, after all, from Discord. But, it's fun to play with people, and because you all were playing this, so that's kind of what got me into it, right? That said, it is definitely not a new person-friendly game by any means.
True that.
It wasn't 20 years ago either.
Probably not. No, that makes sense.
High learning curve. Yeah, you should definitely come in. This is open to anybody. Jeans.
Hit exclamation server in the Twitch chat to get the IP address.
I'm linking it for you right now. There you go.
Console command to allow server downloads. I don't know. That sounds like a dose pack question to me. Where is that guy?
I know, we had a shout out at him in the last match.
CL allow download.
Sweet, I think.
That is a variable. Probably it. Dice here, repairman.
No.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
Did you get to catch any of the match?
Yeah, I was able to catch most of it. Mostly the first round, not the second.
Yeah, we saw both teams adopting that defense at the 2K1 team that you guys used. That Soldier NG Heavy. Seems to be popular. You know what?
Have we seen any other defenses running 2 soldiers in a heavy?
I don't think we've seen anyone else doing it.
So this is only the second match of the week, correct?
No, I
believe
think
so.
it's the third. And we're seeing the other 3 all happening tomorrow. So if you want to catch more live TFC, tomorrow at, I think it's 3 Eastern, you have to check the Discord. So if you hit exclamation point TBL in the chat, that'll get you the Beer League Discord, and you can catch a streaming schedule there. And then again...
Yeah, first had it was the second.
So, 1:30 Eastern, Evil versus OST. Someone just specified in the chat. Thank you for that. So yeah, that's going on nice and early. A little bit of breakfast and breakfast and Fortress. Which, now that I think about it, that sounds really fun. I might have to get up for that. Usually I sleep in on Saturdays.
Yeah, I usually sleep in on Saturdays too, but I will not be here on Saturday because I am going to drive my car for a few hours.
How dare you?
I know.
All right. Which team should I play on? Are we doing OVD?
Yep.
We're going to have 6 people on both teams. We should open it up.
Red team is starting to run some offense.
So this layout here is a preview of what I'm considering doing tomorrow. Frizz dropped the streaming schedule in the chat. At 9 Eastern, there's NH, mine and Matt's team are playing Fat and the Broadcast Boys. And at 9:30, it's going to be Baiters versus Superstition, I think.
Yeah, Superstition, who is our scrimming partner on the NH side.
So I think we're going to be streaming that and then hosting Lovely Doug, the one and the only, as he casts the
one and only
debaters match. And I think Neon is going to be casting the morning match. So if I can get our stream up, Matt, then we will once again have another week of 100% casting coverage for the Beer League.
Hell yeah.
My stream deck getting in the way of my flicks. Get this out of the way.
Yeah, I have a good 1.5-foot mouse pad here. Maybe I need to start doing what Davis, aka Lat, does and just, start showing my mouse.
I tried to set up...
I've been one of those people that over the last 20 years has progressively decreased my sensitivity. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I looking back in the in my old TFC configs, I'm aghast at the sensitivity I used to run. Like mouse on like a it's one of those sensitivities where you only have to like kind of move your wrist a little bit, do a full 360.
Yep.
But no.
Well, we used to have such tiny mouse pads back then,
And
too.
you know what? We also didn't know any different. Because now, in 2020, we have Twitch, we have... Oh, thank you, Dex, for waiting for me. How kind. And for the heal. Caster perks, y'all. One of my favorite things about playing TFC now in 2020 is getting to actually engage with the players in the community like this. Like just hanging out with you guys, streaming the game and talking. Like, you couldn't do this. In some ways, I feel like we were like ahead of our time a little bit with the clan scene back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Zeta, you're saying you like the dual first-person shots. You guys like this this layout that we're doing now?
Yeah, we seem to have been getting mixed feedback. Some people say it's a little hard to follow, and others say it's great. So maybe it should be a poll. Cough, cough, moderators. Hint, hint. Yeah, it's funny about the mouse pad too, because I had a large mouse pad back then. I had one of the, not the Razer ones, but those like plastic ones that everybody liked a lot that weren't smooth. They had a slight like edge to them that were great with like the IntelliMouse Explorer. And that was like not even that big compared to what I have now, which is effectively like a giant desk pad. So I have a huge amount of arm space here. And no cord too, like a loser.
That didn't work. Yeah, the fact that wireless mice exist kind of blows my mind. Thank you, Repair. You're quite solicitous. Thank you.
The fact that wireless ones exist?
Yeah, and they're actually as fast as wired mice. Like my brain can't quite agree with that somehow.
Are you running wireless? Or
I'm running a G502 wired. I've been using Logitech Ergo mice for like 15 years.
Time to upgrade, bro. Time to move to the dark side of
I'm
wireless.
actually I used to play with full weights. So here you can see the mouse here, and it has this cartridge in the bottom where you can add a whole bunch of little weight thingies.
Oh, hey.
But I learned how pro gamers like to have light mice for flicks, so I took all the weights out. And now I'm thinking about maybe picking out something lighter.
So if you want a really light mouse, highly recommend this bad boy, the G Pro. Also, it has weights if you would like some weights. You just kind of pop the bottom open and you have a place to store your little USB thing if for some reason it's portable, or you can put some weights in there.
Yeah, I just don't like the ambidextrous format.
Yeah, I like it personally because it's I actually do sometimes use the side buttons, but you can also like just take those side buttons off, right? And it becomes a not an ergo necessarily, but it's not ambidextrous anymore.
Rolling Corner says he likes the production for this 20-year-old game. Thank you, brother. This has been a total blast doing this. We are answering the question of just how much how much is too much effort to put into streaming Team Fortress Classic. I think we haven't hit the ceiling yet. And you know, if you guys Max sent you earlier was talking about the Discord and how he kind of got to know the game. I definitely want to come back to that conversation because I love outsider perspectives. But if you guys want to join the Discord that he's talking about, come hang out with us. We don't just play TFC, we play other stuff too. And you can see when I go live and all that good jazz. You can type !Discord in the Twitch chat, and that'll get you the link to join us.
I've been spamming it for you over the course of the
Thanks,
cast.
Will. Did you figure out how to do the poll for the Nightbot yet?
The poll. I didn't check the poll up, but I did fix your
Oh,
15
thanks.
spam.
Thanks. Looking professional around here. Yeah, there is I think in the Nightbot commands, there's an exclamation poll command with a very simple syntax. So what map do you guys want to play after crossover?
Open fire. How about even flow?
No.
No.
Sick. How about 2 Mesa?
I would say we could play, you know, like an old staple. Probably not open fire, if possible.
Ceasefire?
I'm kind of feeling some ADL. Like I want to play some Avanti or some
Oh,
Warpath.
Warpath would be most excellent.
Come on board, sniper friend. Hey, it's you. What's
That's
up,
me.
brother?
It's me. Also, dude.
Epicenter. Man, that map always annoyed me. I feel like you're always running into corners. So let's talk for a minute about TFC in 2020. So one of the things that some of the people who have been really enjoying this have been saying to me is, man, it's going to be interesting to see like how this crazy TFC phenomenon can hold out, especially as lockdowns start to lift and people start to be able to get back to their old lives. Do you guys think you're gonna keep playing TFC, or like, you know, another new game, or the ability to leave your house is gonna take you away at some point?
I think it'll probably have an effect on myself as a typically extroverted person.
Mm-hmm. What about y'all in the chat? What do you think? Are you TFC for life? Are you an acolyte of Wheaties? Oh, look at that rocket jump! Oh, did you see that? I'm so glad I did that on stream.
Clip it. I mean, as not playing this, I have my own opinion on what I think will happen with this game once COVID.
What's your thought there, Max?
So this is kind of what I wrote about, and I put forward the idea that people were coming back to this game in particular, not just because of COVID, but because the genre itself is getting a little bit more exposure. So arena shooters themselves, towards through March and into this, and to now, have seen massive percentage increases in total player base average players, over what they were previously. And it also coincides with the diabolical closed beta ending.
Right.
So that ended. All of these games then saw enough players. Personally, well, I know you guys love playing this and continue to play it. I have a feeling once COVID-19 dies down and once the open beta for that game releases, virtually any, myself included, active players at this probably would pivot to that. I'm not sure about what you guys are going to do, but I would expect that to be a pretty common occurrence across not only TFC, but Quake Champions or anything of the like.
Yeah.
Quake 3 or Quake Live or whatever.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. You mentioned that you wrote about this. Where did you write about it?
I started a new blog.
Oh, yeah.
So
Throw that
And where's
blog out,
that
baby.
blog?
Throw that.
I'll throw that blog out. So my blog is just husbandgamer.com. I'll just
Smash
throw it out.
that like
There
button.
it is.
Right there in the chat. In fact, I just had a new post come out today about the original Guild Wars.
Ooh, Guild Wars 1.
My replay experience of that.
That's a great game. You know, Guild Wars 2 just announced an expansion going back to the same part of the world as the Factions expansion from Guild Wars 1.
Which is actually what I just based the post
Ah.
on. I played through the Factions expansion specifically.
I'm hyped for that.
Is Janordi still watching on Twitch? I know he's probably excited about a Guild Wars expansion.
I tried whispering Janordi in Guild Wars and he completely ignored me.
Well,
He talked about that the other night, actually.
But ignoring me?
yeah.
Yeah.
He said he may have gotten PM'd by you, but he didn't know it was you necessarily.
Hi, it's Darth Greg. Yeah. It's very confusing.
He may have also just missed it, or ignored
Thought you were a stranger.
You might be onto something.
Janordi's goal is to get banned from all TFC. One bite at a time, right?
A video coming up for Janordi for everyone to enjoy. It will be done soon.
You
How soon is
in the editing studio there in
Hang on,
Bad Luck?
Janordi. Yeah, I'm editing it right now. I'm trying to get it up while this is still going on.
But yeah,
Shout
as
out to
far
Doug.
as,
Shout out to Doug, TFC savior. Love you,
Doug,
bro.
not Massacre.
Sorry, I meant massacre.
What were you saying there, Repair?
I was gonna say, yeah, as far as what's gonna happen with myself and TFC when quarantine is up and over with and everything like that. I have played with TFC people in a variety of different games for basically the past 19
Mhm.
years since even before TFC was over with, and I've continued to do that. Obviously, I've gotten like more in touch with different people that haven't really been active for the last 10 years or so, and I'm hoping that, you know, at least some of them stick around a little bit longer, kind of expand the pool of people that I'm playing things with.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've really been enjoying this. I really missed this game. I actually played AskDM with Matt at like 3:30 in the morning last night for probably about
45 minutes
or
probably.
so.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it a little bit. You know, I was hitting some dingers, and this game still feels really good. Like when you hit a nice shot, it still feels really nice and really clean. And that's, you know, there's something to be said about that for a game that's this old and everything like that. So yeah, I don't know. I may stick around in some form or another. I'm hoping, you know, it might not be a league that is 12 teams large or 13 or however many teams are in the league right now, but I hope there is some kind of league scene that kind of continues after this, because I think I would potentially be interested in that. I don't know that I'll play open house. I don't want to get like logs sent to me afterwards telling me how bad I am or anything, but you know, maybe I'll give that a shot at some point.
In-house being that TFC scene is as much shit as we talk about it, and as it's earned, let's be honest, they never quit.
Yeah, they're trying to preserve the game.
A lot to be said for that. And if you want to watch those in-housers go, there are a few TFC streamers out there who you'll see tomorrow that are often streaming that. Neon and Doug. But if y'all are here, you may already know that.
So, Repair, is it the game you miss? Or is it the experience of playing the game and some of the gameplay mechanics that you miss?
Game's fun. I just really like the game. There has always been, and I think this is, you know, probably something that most people will say, regardless of what game you went on to, if you did go on to other games after Team Fortress Classic, there is always been this kind of interesting dynamic between the community and the game in TFC that no other game that I've played, and I've played a lot of them, has ever duplicated. And it still kind of holds true right now. Obviously, people are a lot older, and things have changed a lot, but there's still kind of something unique about it. And you know, that's something I missed. I really enjoy a lot of the people that I played with. Frizz seems to think that I was talking about him specifically when I said something along those lines before. I just want to make sure that it's clear I was not being nice to Frizz. I didn't miss playing with him. I was actually quite glad that he was gone. True story, I lived in Philadelphia for a little while, which is near Frizz, and he tried to contact me to like meet up with him, and I completely blew him off. And it was the smartest decision I ever made.
Oh my God! You guys see that pickup? Look at pro TFC gamer.
It happened right in front of me. I didn't do anything about it.
Yeah. Just couldn't stand the beauty.
I just was stunned. I was just amazed.
So do we have any thoughts on the next map? We got 1 minute.
Warpath.
Yes.
Warpath? Okay.
What's the time limit set at now?
15 minutes, right?
I think it's 20 minutes on our pub.
That feels pretty good.
Version of this.
30 minutes. You guys remember playing 30-minute matches? Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
That was one of the first things that I said is after playing 15-minute rounds for this, I can't imagine going back and playing 30-minute rounds. Like,
yeah,
it
was
just seems
insane.
so terrible. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the game and I enjoy it, but 30-minute rounds, you know, back-to-back sounds exhausting at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long time to keep at that level of intensity.
We're going to go ahead and cut off the final 5 seconds or so, and we'll change this over to Warpath.
That's
Well, this is the same one we did last week, right?
always comes back to Warpath. This has been my surprising delight of TFC in 2020.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've played a lot of this map since, you know, everyone's kind of come back together and started playing. I don't know what it is about this because I don't recall ever really playing this map with any of you before, but everyone seems to always be up for Warpath.
We should turn Team Kill on.
And cheese its exclamation point server in the Twitch chat to get the IP.
I don't know that Blue Team realizes that this isn't really an over Steam map.
Everyone in blue is playing a Scouter Medic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably be switching that up a little
going
bit.
for the
but it's
rush.
cool.
Interesting strategy. We'll see how it works.
Oh my god. I can't bunny hop. Can't come off the point, boys. Didn't work. Alright.
Nobody's holding 2.
I think we're gonna lose.
Someone get 3.
Oh shit, I'm on. I was on 3.
Yeah, we're fucked.
I saved it.
Ooh.
I saved it. I think. Was pretty close though.
Yeah, well, Will, you were talking earlier about Diabolical.
Oops. Now we're
That's
gonna
like-
lose.
Yeah, now we're fucked.
I'm standing on our home point, so
Diabolical.
yeah,
Yes.
Diabolical is like, I mean, there are a bunch of other really great games I'm looking forward to playing. Like Cyberpunk is looming on the horizon for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I think of all the games that kind of replace what I get out of TFC, Diabolical is kind of getting the closest to it. And when it comes out, I don't know. I'm definitely going to be playing it. And
You got to cast it, dog.
should I be casting Diabolical? What do y'all think?
Absolutely.
I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be playing it, right?
I hope so.
Well, if they do their jobs right, there will be.
Yeah. Davis and I...
That's not always the case.
So, fun fact, Bader's player, Davis, known to many as Lateral Walls, is on a... Oh, man. Blue team sucks. Is on a...
You're not
Are
wrong.
they a pro Diabolical team?
He
I don't
is,
even know what pro Diabolical means because we don't even know what their competitive
what it
scene's going to
looks
look like.
with this team.
But
It is an open pub, rolling corners.
yeah, it's open. So come on and join us. I think there's still at least one open slot.
Exclamation point Afterparty.
The Diabolical's looking juicy. Love customizing those egg bots. Have as many penises on them as we possibly can. Very important thing to do in a game with customizations.
I'm really a fan of what they did with the hitboxes.
Watch
how
too,
they
there's
changed
someone
the
on it,
shape
yeah.
of what you're shooting, so it's all normalized, right? Because they're just spheres.
I heard that they're a little fucked up actually. That the hitbox
Oh, are they really?
on the lower quarters especially doesn't line up with what you see. I don't know how true that is, but
Well, probably true.
someone's
to
going to 2. Never mind.
Got
Nice. So I heard someone talking about customizable genitalia in Cyberpunk the other day. Is that a joke or is that
Is
real?
that-
No, it's actually real.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, you can customize your own genitalia.
So
So
can you give yourself a
can
micro
make
penis?
yourself- Or is it
Why would I make myself that
an
way?
in between gender? Like, is it to like fight male female stereotype? Is that the deal, or is it like they're just giving you full reign to do whatever you want?
It's me, man. It's just something that I heard somewhere. Man, if there's one thing I can change about TFC, you know what it would be? I'd normalize reduced explosion sprites. explosions in this game are way too big. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. So hard to see.
We're gonna lose.
Speaking of explosion sprites,
Yeah, we're fine.
what kind of customizations are you guys using? You pretty
0.
default?
I'm actually running default. I really do want Lat's blood sprite though.
What's his blood sprite do?
It just kind of makes it easier to see when you're shooting, which is a lot harder right now because in the more recent versions of the game, we're all running at much higher resolution than 1024 by 768, right? And it makes it really hard to see the blood sprites at higher resolutions.
Interesting. I don't know if I've noticed that. I'm at 1080 though, so.
Yeah, and I'm running 1440.
I will be 1440
Your
tomorrow.
monitor time.
Did you get Noman?
Yeah, it's arriving tomorrow.
Fuck yeah, dude, you're gonna love it.
1440, 27 inch.
Why did I nade
240.
it? That was dumb.
It's 144.
Oh, you got the 144 version. How much is that one again?
So I got the LG 144 IPS display. They don't make an IPS display in 240 hertz at 1440p. Fun fact.
Nice.
It was like, I don't know, it was $499, $500, I believe.
Take that, Nuki. Oh my god. No!
Why did you guys name the team 2K1?
2K1 was an old Friday or Saturday Night Soldier Fights clan, I believe.
Ah, got it.
Frizz can probably correct me there.
I remember Saturday Night Soldier Fights. That's a name I haven't heard in forever.
SNSF. Took inspiration from those guys to create our very creative Friday Night Fortress branding. Speaking of the branding, he doesn't have any recognition, which is why I'm going to put his name out there. But Griffith did a bang-up job with this overlay, don't you guys think?
Absolutely.
He did all the graphics. Without him, I would look like a schmuck. I mean, like more of a schmuck.
Exactly.
Thanks, Will. I appreciate your
So
vote
I
of
was
confidence
actually,
there.
yeah, the overlays and the setups and everything like that have gotten better week after week. You know, the casting and everything is getting better week after week. Everyone's, you know, getting used to this after having not really done it before. And that's one of the things I was talking to Vat or Farm Cheese about last night, is that's actually one of the things I'm kind of looking forward to week to week is, you know, what are the casters going to do to kind of up their game, because there's been a steady improvement week after week.
Yeah, it's been fun. I'm really happy that there are other guys in the mix. I knew I wanted to do this as soon as I heard it was happening, but I think we're all kind of challenging each other a little bit, which is it's great.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost like this caster arms race that's going on a little bit, and it's pretty fun to watch.
Who's winning the arms race?
Well, which stream are you on?
I don't know. Let's get a poll up. Let's get a poll up in the chat.
Nah, it's not about. I mean, the competition is entirely friendly. There's plenty of TFC to go around.
Yeah, there's been a lot of support between the casters from what I've seen as well. Everyone's kind of like bouncing ideas off of one another and, you know, giving suggestions and feedback and all that other stuff. So that's good to see.
Yeah, it's amazing how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to streaming. I was talking to Matt earlier today about just coordinating random technical stuff, and he's like, I sent him a message last night when I was working on the stream. He's like, 3 a.m., huh? And I made the comment, yeah, I was only up till 4 o'clock this time. Because last week I was up till like 5 in the morning the night before, getting everything ready. And the week before that, it was like 6.
That's a lot of work.
Cyrus with the quad grenade.
My lovely wife just brought me a cookie. She brought me a cookie. What a fucking awesome
my
person.
god.
She's the real MVP.
My wife brought me home Del Taco tacos.
Yeah.
From
So, little known fact for the Northwestern people here. Del Taco in Washington, far superior than Del Taco in Oregon. It's different.
Really?
I mean, I kind of think it's all not that great, but I like it somewhat for very late at night.
Yeah, we've ordered every single meal today. I think this is Fuck It Friday for my wife and I.
Very nice.
We got Krispy Kreme for brunch, which I didn't know that delivery up here in Seattle is a thing for that, but apparently it is. Apparently it is.
Don't tell my wife.
And some kind of tacos. I'm not sure what she orders for dinner.
Couple legit taco places in Bellevue.
So here's a question I have: are we going to see guilds come back?
Oh my god.
Yeah, the meat slappers.
Meat slappers. Is that the engineer
Do
guild?
it. Yeah. Who's going to start the engineer guild meat
my
slappers?
God. I would say Dose Pack, but I don't know.
Who should?
I think
It must just be a troll.
I think Dose has got to be like the advisor of the meat slappers. If you need meat slapping advice, he's kind of like your sensei. But we need a figurehead for the meat slappers. Any volunteers?
I would do it, but I don't play engineer.
Yeah, kind of thinking about what you said earlier, Repair, about how you've been playing with TFC people even when TFC was not going on. That's been my favorite thing about this time, and really, if you look at it that way, there's obviously been the hump with the lockdowns going on, but before that, there was a big boost that happened about a year and a half ago when the Catacombs Discord came back.
Yeah.
Which Discord is just fucking amazing for staying in touch with people.
Yeah, shout out to
I
Discord.
feel like it's like Facebook for men a little bit. I don't know if you guys feel that way.
I can see that. I used to use Facebook
Not a
a
diss
lot.
to the ladies. It absolutely is not, but me and a lot of my guy friends just have no interest in engaging on Facebook.
You don't want to like a bunch of photos?
Or post them.
I mean, Matt, I don't think you're allowed to speak on this topic, just so you know.
Okay.
With the amount that you post on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm a very active Instagrammer. I will, so not to plug my Instagram, at Matt DeVincenzi. It's the same as my Twitch name. But I post a lot of cat and dog and food pics. So if you like cats and dogs and food, hit me up on Instagram. Although yesterday, I feel like was probably my most popular Instagram post ever, where I posted a picture of me dragging my cat on a leash across the ground.
I did see that. Carly showed me that one.
It was a good one.
When in doubt, prime a grenade. That's how you play TFC. That's kind of like PlanetSide players in the PlanetSide community. Yeah, PlanetSide is one of the other communities I'm plugged into. Although I've been taking a little bit of a break from it since the last Outfit Wars ended. That's another... I mean, it's not got the years that TFC has. But I like these smaller gaming communities, I feel like they're one of the most fun ways to enjoy video games. To the point where, when you have a big enough game community, like Apex or Destiny, I just kind of... I don't know.
Well, it's easier to get lost, right, in the giant crowd that, gets in on something new, right? Especially for those big AAA titles, right?
Well, that's what I love about. I play a lot of Dead Cells too, and that community is so awesome too. It's like it's small enough, but they're all like really active, and so yeah, it's the same sort of like really. There's a term for this that some social media guy wrote of like your highly active like small customer base that ends up giving you most of your money.
Right. Whales. Your pay pigs?
Yeah, the whales.
What's
That's the word I was looking for.
That we're fishing for.
I mean, that's it with Twitch.
If you're fishing for whales, you're a fucking asshole.
Right. You're made successful in streaming platforms by your small minority.
Yep.
That supports you the most.
Speaking of which, thanks to all my subscribers. I love you all.
Shameless.
I'm working on subscriber perks. I just implemented yesterday the sub club on the Discord. Twitch subscribers only are allowed in.
You can see my moobs if you want to,
There you.
as one of the
There you're
perks.
So, what other games are y'all on Twitch excited to move into this year? New releases, stuff coming back. What's on your
Half-Life Alex DM.
Half-Life Alex Deathmatch? I don't even know how you could do that.
That would be amazing.
How could you make a PvP version of that? Oh,
I don't know. It'd be a very slow-paced game, that's for sure.
Correct.
You just rail Azul.
I did.
Definition of. We're in a bit of a stalemate somehow. Blue team needs to like do something here.
Get three, somebody get three. Ah.
Some useful guy destroying me. I'm on the point for blue. On 2.
Get
I'm
2.
On 2.
Ah.
All right, we got 2. Let's push 3. Do it.
Yeah, we should do a scrim against the 2K1 guys to test our defense theory.
It's a good idea. We could do one now.
Yeah.
I don't know if the NH guys are around. Probably not. It's kind of funny the way
Riz is too drunk.
It's kind of funny the way our little group of TFC players in our Discord bifurcated into either 2K1 or NH. Don't you? I think.
I think NH was the spillover,
Yeah,
right?
I think we're the everyone that's left team.
I don't really know how it happened. I just know I got a PM in Discord from, I think it was Griffith, saying like, "Are you okay being on this roster?" And he listed a bunch of the people, and I was just like, "Yeah, sure, I guess, okay." And that was it. So I don't know what all went into the forming of the teams.
I think Griffith just picked people for 2K1, and that was it. He talked to me, and then was like, "You probably want to lead a team, right?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm kind of planning to cast." And here I am leading a team anyway.
I'm really ashamed that he didn't choose me. So fuck you, Griffith.
Ooh. Did we lose again?
And here's Pigeons without a team. No one wanted him.
He's on our team.
Pigeons is the man.
We added him, didn't we?
Pigeons are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you wearing your Fat Thor outfit right now? So Pigeons, TDA Pigeons, has a Twitch PHAT _Thor where he streams himself playing VR games with a camera on his body in a Fat Thor costume.
Was that that model that you made, Pigeons, for VR chat? Nice. What do you use to make those models? I want to make one for VR chat too. Nice.
Well, we didn't pick a next map, so I guess we're just gonna let this ride and see where it goes. And then if it's terrible, we'll sup, Frizz, swooping in with the map change.
I unfortunately do have to drop off because of a Zoom call that I do every Friday. But if people are on late, I will see you all on the flip side.
See you later, Matt. Take it easy, brother.
Ciao.
We're gonna keep this going till the end of Hunted at least. Someone volunteered to be the Hunted. Yes.
Yes, we do have someone. I don't know who new config is. Ooh, we got Dragonite on
This new to me.
the assassins, which I think might spell trouble.
See a ringer.
I wish there were more maps like this in TFC that were really strongly themed.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this a little bit the other night. There's really Hunted, and yeah, Frizz is saying it in the MM1 right now. Betrayed. I don't know if anyone remembers Betrayed, but one of my favorite TFC maps of all time.
What is Betrayed?
It is a Hunted style map that is set in kind of like a Middle Eastern city. And it's very, very long. There's kind of like checkpoints to it. So if you get to a certain point of the map, like the Hunted will then continue to respawn from there. And if I'm not mistaken, there is also, so there's a team of, 5 assassins. And I believe if you have enough players in the server as well, there's also a demo man that kind of is allied with the snipers. So very, very interesting, very fun map. There was a very popular pub that was dedicated to it, if I'm not mistaken, at some point, that just played like 24-hour Betrayed.
I feel like there's maybe too many players for Hunted. What do you guys think? That sounds really fun, though, Repair.
We'll see.
Thanks, Rolling
here.
Corners.
So far, the
See you this same time next week. Let's just stick it out for Riz. Don't change it until we say change.
Frizz chomping at the bit to change maps. He's got his trigger finger
Change
ready.
your map, change your life.
I think Frizz changing maps is going to be a new meme that comes out of this this iteration of TFC and everything like that. For those of you that weren't around last week in the post game on Friday night, Frizz was feeling pretty good. maybe had a couple drinks.
Frizz was feeling
and,
great.
Was changing maps about every 30 seconds or so.
Love you, Frizz. Oh man, this map is so weird. Let's go, President. Let's go.
What's the map we did that took place in the bedroom with low gravity?
Oh, look at that conk. Look at that coordination.
Oh, we got it.
Damn.
Look at that.
Dragonite with 13 kills and 2 deaths. P-Jeans with 1 kill and 11 deaths. Pigeons, man. Come on. What you doing?
To be fair, his 1 kill is a crowbar kill on the Hunted. So I feel like that should count for something.
Yeah, there's a multiplier on that. I concur. How are the assassins
I just had your
feeling?
first Twitch ban.
Oh, fun. Oh, the bot. Yeah.
The bot, yeah. Buy followers.
Yeah, exactly what I need. All right. Let's get an informal vote in the say chat in the server. Hunted or not hunted? Just say hunted or not hunted. Let's see what the delay here is like. Not a lot of yeah, let's move on. So, all right, let's pick a map. Repair. I'm going to let you choose this time around. Make the call.
I don't know that you want me to do that.
I think we're going to try it.
Frizz, Frizz, is moon cheese on the server?
The fuck is moon cheese?
How about nuclear? Is nuclear on the server? We're not actually gonna play either one of those. Moon cheese is another popular pub map in which, for some reason, you blast off to the moon in a rocket, and it didn't work. Like half the time, you would usually just kill the people in the rocket. But it was quite the map. Yeah. How about this? Do people want capture the flag, or do they want like maybe attack defend?
I'm impartial.
SS Nix, I'm down for that. What do people think about that? That's not one that I've played a whole lot recently since coming back anyway. I remember playing it a lot before. Someone says that's the worst. You know, another one that we played the other night that I had some fun with, I can't speak for anybody else, is we played Viters 2.
Yeah, that ended up being a fun map. I'm not sure if it's good for a pub, though. A lot of people don't know it. It's a bit of a rat maze. I just picked, though, man. This one's all you, Repair. I'm giving away my agency to you on this one. And you can suit yourself if you want to. Mulch Trench. I don't know why, but that seems like the quintessential TFC pub map to me, like back in the day.
I'd be up for Trench. Let's do Trench.
I'm cool. To the trench. Fat Farm staple. Oh, wow. Talking about the HCA Fat Farm. Blast from the past. You guys know that the guy who used to run HCA is like a famous WoW streamer now, right? Son Goku. Yeah, he
What's his Twitch name again?
Towley. Towley, yeah.
He's big time.
I watched some of his content. I gotta say it wasn't to my taste, but I'm not a WoW player, so
Not anymore.
that's fair. Yeah,
It wasn't that long
Max,
ago.
you and I spent like 3 months, I feel like, of last year, just
At least, I think 3 or 4
completely
months. Yeah,
poop
you-
socking WoW Classic.
We did. We rated. Quite
That was
the time.
fun. I still have that great
It was.
VOD of me destroying you in our first 1v1 in Badlands.
Oh my god, that was recorded.
Waiting what my dramatic
Lord.
pause was before we started the 1v1. Turning OBS on.
Oh, of course. I'm gonna have to get that from you. Certain level of embarrassment there.
I should just stand in the yard and try to be in a air-shotting yard defense. What do you guys think? See if I land one the entire round.
Wow. That grenade jump, though.
Oh, gotcha right there.
I saw that red soldier.
First and
impressive.
only kill of the game.
All right, air-shot incoming. Not my team. Fuck. Get wrecked, Maxentius.
I got smoked.
So you're braving the soldier, huh?
Trying to.
So
Poorly, I might
I feel
add.
like soldier's one of the highest. Well, I don't know. What do you think the highest skill ceiling class in TFC is in terms of like how much there is for you to get good at with it? I was gonna say soldier, but I kind of feel like Maybe Scout might be.
I was to say, as a new player, it feels like Scout's the most difficult as you're moving the fastest, right?
I agree with Nuki. I think it's actually Demo, man.
Hmm. Yeah, Demo's one of those classes I've never tried to take a bite out of.
And does everybody just ignore Pyro exists? Is that the...
Yes.
Pyro is amazing on push. So push is a popular one flag format map where there's one flag in the middle and you try to score the other team's goal. And Pyro is so good on it because it can bunny hop as fast as a medic, makes it so you can't see shit, and it can do little rocket jumps to speed boost. I think Pyro's ridiculous.
Sounds like everybody should be playing it.
Oh man, Pyro's the worst. Oh, I'm gonna crowbar that medic. That's what Fortress Forever is for. What do you mean, Elvin?
Did they fix it?
I tried to fix a lot of stuff with TFC and Fortress Forever. The overpowered Pyro. Is the overpowered Pyro overpowered in Fortress Forever or in TFC?
TF2, I know it's really good.
Is it? I just kind of wrote off TF2.
Pyro was the class I played the most in TF2 through its life. I really, really enjoyed Pyro in that
Bit
game.
of a flamer, huh? You know what I've learned new respect for? Like, in the same vein as Pyro, I've learned a lot of respect for OVO and turtling. Coming back to TFC. I used to think it was the worst thing ever, like anathema to good, clean TFC. Now, I feel like it's overly sanitized. Like,
I think, you know, back in the day, you know, I wasn't like the biggest fan of turtling or anything like that. In fact, I really, really hated it. But I got to tell you, like looking back on it, probably the matches that I remember the most pretty much all had some very, very heavy offense versus offense or turtling.
yeah. I just love because it gives you so many different ways to like kind of change your strategy and have an effect on the game. It's not just, you know, how good can you shoot and how fast can you go. More strategy, you know. And it's high drama.
I don't know that I would say strategy.
What would you call it?
Building 3 sentry guns in your base. Not exactly rocket
You were telling me
science.
about a 3 sentry gun defense that you and Decepticons honed on Waterworld, was it?
Yes, Waterworld. You know, I was actually I was talking about Dis the other night, who was the leader of Decepticons, and he was always a big fan of really, really kind of off the wall defenses. Always wanted to try them when we did practices and things like that, and they pretty much never worked. And he really, really pushed for the 3 engineer defense on Waterworld, and I remember we ended up by having some very, very close games against some really good clans using that strategy. I remember TDA in particular. I don't believe we won it. I think we were very close, though. And they were not happy at all afterwards. They were very, very annoyed.
That does sound very fun to bring back. Yeah, Hop Spam, someone mentioned. Hop Spam, the famous AVI of... What map was that on? Was that Jaeger?
It was Trench. It
Oh,
was Trench.
Trench.
The fake flag respawn. Just going in, getting grenades, tossing nades on the fake flag entrance, and yeah, rinse and repeat.
I think we should bring it back. But, you know, I have kind of a biased caster perspective. I want to see things that result in drama.
Yeah,
It might not be the best for the players, but it definitely would be the best for me. Nam 4084 said, I don't understand how TF2 became successful without any grenades. That's a good question. You know, I remember bitching about grenades a lot in the latter days of TFC and reflecting on how much better the game would be if they were reduced. A la open fire low grens and maps like that. But I gotta say, now that I'm back, I don't feel that bad. And it could just be because whatever skill I once had has been completely lost to time. I'm gonna crowbar this guy. It's you, Max! You're going down! Yes!
That feels
Mess
really
with the
bad.
best.
Ooh. I'll blame Frizz for that one. Sorry, Cheesy.
Bad Luck mentioned hats. They turn their grenade energy into hats.
I was talking about that with, I think it was Dosebacker or someone, about how Valve basically kind of invented microtransactions, and I wonder if there's any shame that they feel for that.
No, they were the ones who came to the conclusion that if they had released the game for free initially, they would have made more
Where do I
money.
cap the flag? Oh,
Really?
I believe that. I 100% believe that.
Yeah.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier with Matt, you know, the whales or the pay pigs, dumping all that money into those hats.
oh shit!
Sorry, isn't it?
Cheesy with the hidden
did cap.
soldier.
How did I do that?
I kind of like to have some TFC microtransactions, you know? I want to wear a cool hat in this game. I think there's a market for the 100 or so active TFC players to make some money for Valve. Although it's pretty cool playing a game that you can kind of customize these days. It's a huge throwback. Like you go on Doug's stream and you get an example of how ugly TFC can be customized to be. Love you, Doug. So are you full defaults, Repair?
At this point, yes. But not because I don't want to customize it at all, but more because I'm ADD, and every time I get in a server to, like, adjust settings or in Discord, you know, to try to play around with configs and things like that, I get talking to people or people start playing and then I just completely forget about it. So I have actually sat down and tried to, or with the intention of downloading some crosshairs and some rocket sprites and things like that at least a half dozen times, and it's hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. I sat down to look at all the old...
The only one that I think is an absolute necessary change is the rocket
Yes.
flare, because it's just insanely massive by default.
They actually make my brain glitch out with the way they blink.
Yeah, that part sucks too.
I love Gib Count 999. I don't know how you could play without it.
Crosshair as well, I think, because we all play at least at 1920 by 1080, and your default crosshair is a tiny orange dot.
Yeah, it's very hard to see. Yeah.
I learned recently that I have an ultra wide monitor now, which is 21 by 9, and so I've been playing the game in ultra wide resolution. And then it occurred to me that this game doesn't support that. It supports 16 by 9, not 21 by 9. So what I thought was 21 by 9 was actually 16 by 9 that it just scaled up and then cut the top and the bottom off. So I wasn't seeing the whole screen as I played.
So you couldn't see your like health and ammo, or was it just the top?
The overlay, the HUD is
Oh.
fine. It's just like basically see where the imagine the middle of that screen on the rocket launcher. That's as far down as I could see, and then the same distance up top.
You dumb fuck. Just kidding.
It's not my fucking fault.
Yeah.
Offers me the resolution, but then just chops shit up. Fuck you, Valve. Think 20 years.
There are a
ahead.
lot of old games that are very hard to get running, but I feel like TFC is actually, besides what you just mentioned, pretty easy for most people, you know?
For most
I
people.
understand that one too. I don't think 21 by 9 was even a thought when they made the game.
Probably. No, everyone ran in 4x3 or
You were on big
5x4.
CRT tubes.
I remember feeling like it was high res playing it 1280 by 1024 on my old 100 hertz 19-inch flat screen CRT. Riz is asking me, what old game have I not been able to run that I want to run in 2020? I can't think of anything. Honestly,
There's really a way to run them
I don't dip
all.
my toes into many games. Like, I'm a bit of a serial monogamist when it comes to video games. That was almost an air shot.
Quake 2 a couple of years ago to play through it again, and it gets to a certain place where it crashes, and I can't get past it.
So,
Actually, I have a whole new PC now. I should try
the
that
most
again.
frustrating experience I've ever had with getting a game trying to work may have been the sequel to Myst back in
Riven.
yeah, Riven, which would have been back in when have I been
1999.
playing this? It was a long time ago. Maybe before I played TFC, actually.
Riven would have been. Myst was 93,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
No. Myst was after
Anyway,
93.
I got to a point in Riven where I had to do something. Otherwise, I died, and I have to reload. And my game completely glitched out whenever I got to that part. And I couldn't do whatever I was supposed to do. Believe me, I tried like for hours. And I just had to stop playing the game.
Myst
Not
release
exactly,
date, September 24, 1993. Suck it.
Not exactly an old game like, you know, Myst or Riven or anything like that, but the game that I have had the most trouble playing is actually Fallout 3. And I know this is kind of cheating because it's Bethesda and their games are trash, but I tried, I think it was 3 different installs on 2 different computers. I make it to the city, Washington, D.C., I believe it is. I don't really remember a whole lot. I get to the same spot there and the game crashes every single time. I have never been able to successfully pass through like this one subway or tunnel that leads me to the city, and then it crashes every single time. And I will never play that game.
It's pretty.
I think I'm on my 3rd computer that can't run Rage.
Why would you want to run Rage? Is the bigger question.
Well, I couldn't tell you because I can't play it.
Repair, what game were you talking about?
Fallout 3.
Fallout 3.
Oh, Fallout 3. The spawn kick is real.
Your team has abandoned you.
So we got about 2 minutes left on this map. I think at this point, you're going to be probably calling it, right, Greg?
Yeah, I'll call the next one.
Yeah. Probably just let the server go through its normal rotation here. I'm not sure what next is, but I'll be probably jumping off here. Oh, I didn't realize we actually had that command here, Phantom. That's not a bad one. We played that a little bit the other night.
Yeah. Pick up.
But yeah, I'll be hopping off here as
All right.
well.
Yeah, I'll do one more round. Thanks for jumping in, Repair. It's good to
no
have
problem.
you. Someone in the stream chat was mentioning, Elvin4 is mentioning Divinity 2 Original Sin. Trying to get some TFC folks to play that. I have heard about that game. You know what, Max? It seems like a game that would be up your alley. Do you know about it?
It probably would be. Yeah, I have it. I have it on Steam, like everybody else probably. It was probably $3 at one point, and I did try to play it. I just have yet to really commit to it.
You don't hear about a lot of games that have good co-op content. There seems to be a game that's tried to do it, but I don't know much about it other than that.
Yeah, I just know that it's co-op and It's like you play. I mean, you can like play like D&D type classes, like a warrior or a healer or whatever.
Yeah, all the D&D
Or,
classes.
Yeah.
It is 4-player co-op
compared it
in
to
turn-based combat.
Frizz compared it to a worse Baldur's Gate 2.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Am I wrong in thinking that I heard something about a Baldur's Gate 3 within the past, like, maybe 6 months or so?
Wasn't there an enhanced edition of that game that came out?
Yes, actually, relatively recently. Well, recently in like the last year and a half.
That's what I seem to remember.
It's also mobile optimized. So if you have a tablet or an iPhone, you can get it off the apples.
Oh, I missed the rocket jump. Don't kill me.
Mist, you talking about Mist reminded me. I recently played through a game from the same era called Sanitarium,
What's that?
which I'll probably be writing about. It's a point-and-click adventure game, and the premise is, because nobody's gonna, is that your game starts off with you getting in a car accident. You wake up and you're in this like spooky insane asylum, right? Basically, the whole game is a psychological thriller as you like realize that you're inside your own head and you go through some weird stuff. It's really kind of gory.
So Frizz seemed a little bit excited when I mentioned Baldur's Gate 3. I just looked it up, and yes, it was actually teased and confirmed within the past year or so. I don't know that this is a good sign, but it was actually officially kind of teased alongside the Google Stadia, which I don't know bodes well for its success, but let's hope that that's just a little bit of a blip here. It's not a sign of things to come. I really liked Baldur's Gate 2. I would definitely play a Baldur's Gate 3.
I would totally play it if it was even somewhat comparable to the second one. Or the first one.
You know what's weird about me? I don't like...
Yes?
Well, I mean, I'm sure you can name a bunch of things, Dan. But I don't enjoy playing games that aren't first or third person perspective. I don't know why. Like strategy games, I don't know. Any theories?
No idea.
No one cares. Oh, this is
Not
a fun
fast
map.
enough for
I
you.
like this map. Is this a
That's why I kept trying to get you to play games outside of your comfort zone.
outside of my comfort zone? Okay. Well,
Because you seem to only play games like Quake or games like World of Warcraft, and that's it.
well, the thing for me, bad luck, is I like playing games to a certain depth. And if you play a lot of them, you can't play any of them to any kind of depth. But again, maybe I should just
Suppose.
stop being on whatever. I still haven't finished Doom, which I need to do.
Yep.
You don't have to play a game for an eternity to get into the depth of it.
Don't you, though? I mean, you have to play it to a certain extent.
I mean, it depends on the game.
So, like, one of the choices that I'm struggling with...
But you don't always have to be into it as deep as possible.
I get it.
You can't just enjoy it on the surface.
I get it. Like, that's kind of how I played Half-Life Black Mesa? Is that what it's called? The Half-Life remake?
Yeah, like Racist Horse.
Like, I kind of played the first few levels and felt like I didn't need to continue.
It's so sad.
You don't have to play every game through to complete depth, huh? So sad. Yeah, Frizz, isometric games just don't, I don't know. I have a hard time connecting with them somehow. But then again, maybe it's just a matter of the comfort zone. Back when I was living at home when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of games with my younger brother, who actually was an ADL TFC player at one point. And he always liked playing strategy and RTS games. I loved watching him play. But trying to play those games, I would get so bored. Maybe I'm just a dum-dum.
No,
Right,
it's
I'm
not
outta
I
here.
would go with strategy games. like Command and Conquer is the classic one. That was always fun, but I think a lot of it was the music, and just hanging out with friends as I played it. And speaking of music, did you ever play Homeworld?
I tried it.
Loved Homeworld. It's simply because of the atmosphere there.
Yeah, I agree.
Homeworld is a great
I
game.
wanted to like
it's
it.
a very, very classic RTS. Yeah.
That-
Very unique RTS.
I got a
as well.
remaster recently too, right?
I bought it. I haven't played through it
Good
yet.
game, Pigeons.
I never played Homeworld 2.
Right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks
find
for
that's an
having me on
interesting
again, and I'll see you
See you,
later.
Repair. Good game.
See you. Owning lots of games that we have never played is an interesting problem for our generation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously
Yeah.
the younger generation isn't in that boat, right? Because they haven't been around for long enough to really accumulate 200 or 300 Steam games, right? That was like the heyday 5 years ago.
I think I stopped.
Steam came out at the exact same time that money started happening for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
now I have a whole backlog of games I've never touched.
that you probably never will touch.
Do you ever
right?
look back on those days
Probably.
where you had more time than you had money to play games, and think fondly of them?
I think fondly of it because I'm much happier where I am now.
I know, but like,
But
there's a unique way, way you approach a game when you're just like, okay, I can afford one game, I better enjoy it,
So
right.
you play the absolute shit out of it.
I listen to a lot of game soundtracks while I work. And I keep thinking, like, how would I ever have time to sit down and play Final Fantasy VII again? So my hope is that my son will love games and he'll become my excuse to play those games.
That'll help.
Actually, that's an interesting thought, Taylor. Is that I'm toying around with this topic as a post, right? And it's, in our positions, and I think a lot of people's positions probably that are listening too, our time is limited. We work. So what you choose to spend your time on becomes much more of a decision. You actually spend more time on what you're going to think about with your time as well. So it's kind of like this weird issue. Combine that with, of course, all these Steam libraries of games that we're never going to play. So how do you choose what you want to play, or how do you choose what you're going to spend your time? And it's never a calculation we really had to do before, or think really hardly of difficulty about.
Mm-hmm. There are 3 different games that I'm really captivated by right now. But I can really, with the stream, I can only really make time for one. And maybe I'll get to a point with the stream where I have it on rails to some extent.
Here comes a 420 person trying to steal everyone for pickup again.
Boo. No, that's fine. Pickups are great.
So what are your 3 games?
TFC, which we're playing. So that's the one I picked. PlanetSide 2 and Guild Wars 2.
Nice.
Actually, I've had some really great podcasts in the last few weeks with some PlanetSide community members. That's another game that's kind of like TFC that's built in a way where you kind of can't have fun with it unless you find a crew. So it really heavily incentivizes that social component of it, and as a result, there's drama, which is a huge part of the fun. Yeah.
On the flip side, you can play Guild Wars 2 completely by yourself. if you
Yeah,
want
that's the
to.
biggest problem with that game. It's a beautiful game. It's a great game, but it is so scared you won't play it that it doesn't guide players to having good experiences with it. Fuck you, bad luck. OVO bastard. Listen to me.
That's an
Begging for
interesting way to put
OVO and
that.
then getting it
bro.
served at me. Interesting? Is that what you were saying, Will?
Yeah, that it doesn't it cares more about when you're not playing it. So that's influenced like gameplay decisions that they've implemented into the game, right?
Yeah. I don't know, it was always trying to be the anti-MMO. That was like their sales pitch is, we're going to be an MMO that's not going to dominate your life the way World of Warcraft does. And they picked a few specific ways to do that. One of it is that they made the gear progression finite. So you're not on a gear treadmill.
Mhm.
Another way to do it is that they just made They made grouping optional by the difficulty of the content. Get fucked, bad luck.
Son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Yeah.
I'm gonna camp the spawn for you. Excuse me.
Where you at? Nope.
Camp. Oh. You're going down. You're fucked. Oh, you're not dead. What? Fuck, random battlement sentry gun?
Pub! There's no rules. Nothing makes sense.
That's what I like about old school TFC. Is there really are no rules. A big part of the reason why I lost interest in TFC back in like 2005, I guess. I mean, other than World of Warcraft, right? Let's be honest. But other than that, I just didn't like the kind of pick-up OVD style of playing the game very much.
Game very rigid.
And, you know...
I've made an excellent video about that tonight.
Can't wait to see that. I don't actually have a problem with the etiquette that emerges from it. It's just I find that when you don't have the clan identity and you don't have the back and forth of the offense and the defense, there's just a lot less for me to get worked up about. It's all about how good can you play the game, which, you know, it's good being good, but I guess it's a less interesting problem for me to solve than
even a pub, it's not. I feel like a pub is freeing because it's where it's not about being good.
Right. And I used to always prefer pubbing in TFC over playing pickups in OVD.
Like right now, I'm fighting against a front door pyro. You don't do that in matches.
Oh my god, all the medics and their super nail guns have it out for me right now.
Well, Nuki took care of everyone.
I think that should be the culture of the 2K1 server. Complete no holds barred, like defensive medic, offensive heavy weapons guy, anything you could possibly think of.
You know, moving beyond TFC, defensive medic is a completely normal thing. He runs around the base healing everyone. It's only this game where it's not acceptable.
Well, because the med pack mechanic kind of sucks.
I remember back in the day, when I was first becoming a part of the community, I learned who all the big names were, and then I would go to the CLQ.com, look up when they were playing, and then go to whatever server they were playing to see how I compared.
Oh yeah, I remember doing that shit. CLQ, I forgot about that place.
Gotta keep your CLQ ranking up. I remember the #1 person on it for a long time was a guy named Wisconsin Death Trip, and I finally tracked him down to a server one day, and the dude absolutely sucked, and I didn't understand how he was #1. I assumed he just played all the time.
That's disappointing.
That's when I learned the CLQ didn't mean anything.
And then you learn that guilds meant everything.
That's right.
Man, I think...
It's about those tags.
I know we're joking about it, but I think we should bring back guilds. You want to make a guild with me, Bad Luck?
I mean, your Discord's kind of that.
It kind of is.
Yeah, basement side the guild.
BS?
BS, perfect name.
Yes. But I think to have the full we all need to install Ventrilo, and you need to leverage some like really shitty forum websites to do all of your communication.
GeoCities up in here. Angel Fire. Where's Bucket Nasty? Buck Nasty got into some trouble.
Not here. Oh, did something happen with that?
Oh, I don't know if there's been anything official happening, but I know that he. I
Weird
heard
shit.
tell that he has parted ways with Last Minute Team. You are a spy.
You pyro fuck. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, you pyro son of a bitch? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, yeah.
The rage is
Static
real.
X. I mean, I remember Static X. Is that what Wisconsin Death Trip comes from?
Frizzle has left the game.
Ah, you pyro fuck. Oh god. I got you again.
Who's playing Spy?
I would like.
Eat.
Would this be a good 6v6 map? I feel like it would be. Are you playing this in the league, Frizz? Repairman says he's leaving, but he's still stalking the stream chat. Get the fuck back in here.
Frizzle left as well, but he's still in the stream.
I guess it's okay. I shouldn't shit talk it. So let's see who's actually representing here on Friday Night Fortress. We got nWo, NH, obviously the best team in the league. Bat and the Broadcast Boys, who are our next unfortunate victims. Raging. I'm kind of scared of those guys. Mag. That's a non-beer league team. Baiters, 2K1, 420. So we're only missing OST and Evil and Stack, I think. See you, Omega. Thanks for hanging out. See you next week. Freaking Azul with the front backstab. What the hell is that?
Is he doing that front backstab shit? I don't get how that works. I've been playing this game for a long time. I don't get how it works.
He stands in front of me, and then he presents his back to me, stabs forward, and then I get backstabbed. It's like it's like he's shadow stepping or something.
I'm on
It's a good
fire.
tactic.
The fuck?
Oh shit! I have the flag. Wow, the turntables have turned.
Turntables.
Fucking spy. God damn.
Annihilated.
There's so much pushback on that. The pyro flame gun. What do you call it? Flamethrower.
Flamethrower. You're close.
Flamey
Flame
time.
shooter. Fire.
Flamey wamey. All right. Let's go yard. Yard defense. One's getting through my yard. Except for that medic. Who's next? I see you. I lost you.
ICQ.
Quite the sound you just made there.
What? Oh, you suck bad. Couldn't get the flag. Turn off the stream.
I got my awesome crossover
that
to flag rocket jumps in.
Get that pyro, Enrique. Come on, don't run away.
come
We
on,
can do
come
it.
on,
Get
come
him.
on, come on.
Get him.
Come for it. Don't run away. So what would guilds be for if there was a guild? Other than just, you know, our Discord community. Do we have class guilds? Do we need that?
Yeah.
I kind of don't want that because I kind of feel like I wouldn't be good enough to get into whatever the soldier guild would be. And that would be emasculating.
See, that'll make you want to waste your life again in practice.
Fuck, you're right.
Would it though?
I gotta be honest. If ZD
not.
was formed, or BD, what would it be? What's a good over the hill pun for Dead by Dawn?
Over the hill?
Dead by 40?
Like we're old?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this person with his VDXEOD. He forgot the most important one.
I use a Shure SM7B, powered by a DBX286 preamp into a Focusrite Scarlett DAC. It is way more than I need to do what I do, but
That's one. You know the one. You're just being a dick nose.
Yeah. Well, how do you think I sound this good? My voice needs the help. Cheesy, you want to come talk?
Some may say you have a face for radio.
Fuck you. All right. Oh,
What a great friend.
spy is chasing me again. Where? No.
Pro tip: shoot me instead of the
I thought there was a spy. He scared me.
Oh, there's a spy on me! Oh!
Azul has got me freaking out. I'm like looking at cracks in the wall and shit.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't cap that flag. I protected it. The D-Med. Oh,
I think there are some other folks in the basement side community who are investing in more reasonably priced audio equipment. I think Polarity was buying like a Shure microphone. I can't remember what it was. Oh no! Oh, thank you for saving me
Sure,
from the...
make a reasonably priced microphone.
Well, more reasonably than the SM7B. And the thing about the SM7B that makes it unreasonable is that you need a whole bunch of other equipment to make it work.
You need the amp. You need the DAC.
Yeah.
I would think $400 compared to most people's expectation of $50 is probably what makes it more unreasonable.
I suppose. But the cool thing about this mic is I get to pretend like I'm Joe Rogan, because that's the mic he uses.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
really?
Actually, if you watch YouTube, you will notice almost everyone uses this mic. It's
Great mic. I used to have one at work.
extremely popular.
There's a reason it's $400.
It's good enough for Joe Rogan. It's good. And it's good enough for D.
You guys see him in his interview with Elon Musk? He did another one.
I saw the recent one. I mean, Elon's been going a little cuckoo recently, right?
Apparently.
So,
He names his child an equation or something.
well, yeah, and he's been posting all of these like anti-quarantine tweets that make him not look super great.
Alright.
Put it nicely.
I'm logging out of the TFC server. I'm gonna start
I
see
am as
rockets
well.
in my sleep. But yo, this
Was
has been a fun
fun.
trip. So we're doing Friday Night Fortress every single Friday night for the season of up for Beer League and maybe beyond Beer League. I think as long as there's like team-based TFC happening, I think I'm gonna keep this going. So yeah, come back for that same time. Tomorrow night, it's not on a schedule anywhere, but I think I'm also going to be going live with my match, which will be not be casted, but I'll be playing my POV, and you'll get to hear the defensive comms with me and Matt. If you look over here, you see the ghost of Matt, which is because I don't have a scene planned for this particular moment. So, hello, ghost of Matt. And yeah, I'm also going to try to start streaming some other stuff, like some of these other games that have been mentioned. I'm not just don't want to be just a Fortress guy, of course. I have a podcast that I like to do. So yeah, like if you guys like TFC, come back on Friday. If you like me, join up with the Discord, just ! Discord in the Twitch chat, and come hang out. Lots more stuff coming. Bad luck or Max Edges, do you guys want to leave a goodbye note for the stream?
Sure. I don't know why, but Enrique, I like that guy a lot. I've never talked to him. I just see him playing him in games, but he seems like a nice guy because of the way he exists. So, way to go,
Nice
dude. Cool
existing
going.
Enrique. Good medic too.
Enrique is my boyfriend.
Yeah.
It was a fun
What about
time.
you, Max?
We'll do it again. Just everybody have a fun weekend.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's see if we can find a lovely TFC streamer to hang on to you guys for the night. Who
Raid.
Who's online? Looks like
Oh, he left after my shout out. Did I scare him away?
we have Doug and Cyrus. You know, I've never seen Cyrus's stream. I think we should go check it out. Oh man, bad luck. I was just looking at Doug's stream. Did you see the title for it?
I am not Massacre.
Mm-mm.
What is it?
Ginordi has a big surprise for me. Oh noes.
There
Man,
are
people
3
playing-
TFC streamers. You could do coin flip.
I flipped a coin. Doug won. He's also a
I know
caster.
People play D-Net. This is great fun.
Yeah. Oh, did I say host? I meant raid. Crap. Did I do that wrong?
You might have.
Well, let's see.
No, you're
I'm
rating.
still learning how to Twitch.
It's working.
What is a raid on Twitch?
Where you send your viewers to somebody else's stream.
Which is the
Basically.
opposite of hosting?
Hosting, you would leave their stream up on your channel, and you would retain.
Everyone give Doug a hearty hi massacre in the chat.
Those are blue pipes. God damn it. Top
Hi,
right.
Massacre.
Big D. Thanks for the host. man.
Duxaker.
All that.
He's trying to hurt Mats.
No.
No, you're not there, or no?
What do you
no,
mean?
No, no. He
Oh,
is.
that right?
I fucking. It wasn't a question,
What
man.
is it?
That's right.
Oh, hi, D guys.